All right. Should be up and running, streaming on both platforms now. Really interesting price action today in the market. So we'll spend time on that. Also, go over today's plays as we do every weekday. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for January 15th, 2021. Q's down 0.58. SPY down 0.55. We're still got a little bit of time here, 20 minutes or so before the Qs and SPY close. All right. But I wanted to go over the market here because we already have the pattern. We've been talking about this pattern for quite a while, okay? And that is an hourly downtrend, okay? You can see the last time it looked like we may get one here, right? What happened? The market triggered the sell setup, right? We started to move lower, made a lower low, triggered the sell setup, and then went right back up, okay? So if this is the turning point, right? What happens from here is what we will wait and find out. That's what we're looking for. It's not a bad opportunity to start a short, but you're going to have to know that the failure of the sell setup back over 377.30 means the market is likely going to only be a matter of time before it makes new highs relatively soon. Basically, market will be back to bullish. So here we have the sell setup in the SPY. We have the sell setup in the Qs. Okay, we came into today bullish. Okay, we said as long as this pivot holds, okay, then we are remaining bullish. If we take that out, we will be neutral and be watching for the next sell setup. And this is what we got, and the sell setup has triggered. Okay, so we won't know until Tuesday at the earliest what is going to be the result of this, because as we saw previously, you know, if we're not able to make a new low and we do take this pivot out, this sell setup, then the market's likely higher, and it will be another failed sell setup that we've seen throughout this grind higher on the daily. And that's why, you know, it's tough to be bearish too early on this, because the daily, the weekly are all still in uptrends. Now we're watching the hourly as kind of the earliest indication, the earliest turn that we can get, that eventually the daily, the weekly, and monthly will follow, right? Daily will turn first, and then the weekly will follow, and then the monthly will follow before we see the trend change, okay? So hourly first, okay? So we'll have to wait till Tuesday, unless in the next 20 minutes we come down and make new lows. That will be confirmation, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so Qs and SPY, short term bearish going into Tuesday. We'll see what the result of this sell setup is. Okay, all right, let's go over today's plays. All right, starting with the box L. Box L was a pretty good play yesterday at the end of the day. Got a kind of continuation gap up today, and I thought this initial breakout here at the open was not too bad, right in here. Didn't give that much follow through though before coming in the market as well. So it wasn't enough there for me to take targets. I was definitely looking for more on this. So this initial play killed it, as it was kind of showing that the breakout wasn't going to follow through. So partial loss there on the box L. Ended up would have come in and take out the lows. Okay, next play, NOVN. So NOVN was a couple different ways you could have played it. And you could have played it off the level 2. There's a couple opportunities there for those that prefer to be in and out quickly, right? If you're looking to scalp, there's the first one. There was another one here, and then another breakout above the high. Level 2 set up very well on each of these. Or if you just played it as your standard vanilla textbook 5-minute buy setup off the 20 MA, right? And then we were trying to stick with it. First target really was 140. Okay, we didn't have really other references on the daily. And then this trailed off the hourly, which didn't end up being a very nice trail here, all the way back down to 125. Okay, so still made money on the kind of runner piece, but you can see, you know, kind of a lot to turn that back around. But it's good. A lot of people should have been out most or all at the 140. That's what we're looking for, right? And then if you're looking to see how much this really wanted to go, maybe by end of day, you know, that was how I was managing it. Okay, but not bad overall. A couple plays here right as we were coming out of lunch. Some really nice plays. The SRNE breakout over the top actually was also a 5-minute buy setup in here. Okay, I know some people took this. That was really nice, as well as the APDN. This was the only thing I gave you numbers on for the afternoon after lunch, was right here. This little bit of a pullback. You know, kind of a bummer to watch this go without me, but it was against my rules to play. So I did have to let this go. I gave you the numbers in case you wanted to play them, but just because it was as of really recently. So you see January 8th, it got all this volume, and now, it's doing millions of shares pretty commonly. But even just as recent as, the beginning of the month, it was doing 100, 200,000 shares. So if anything's been that thin in the past month, I let it go. But, really nice uptrend, relative strength to the market, and then breaking out over this consolidation on the daily. So you can see kind of, the patterns nested within a pattern, right? The intraday gives you a pattern here, either this base or this pullback here, and then it's also clearing the consolidation there on the daily right in here. So nice patterns forming there, and nice follow through on the APDN. So I thought there was some potential here to really kind of come out of lunch here with some nice winners on the SRNE, and especially if you didn't catch the NOVN with me, there was definitely plenty of stuff to do throughout the day. I thought CRDF was the best gap down we had today, and it sure acted like it. This one, unfortunately, was hard to borrow for me, but what a lovely kind of breakdown there, sell setup there, you name it. Look at this gap down. How pretty is that? Right, tried to move up and then gapped right to it, to the support, broke it. This will likely close at the lows. Really, really pretty gap down there. Okay, it is going to come into some support, but yeah, so it looks like it still has room, and nice shock value on this gap down. All right. So yeah, not too bad for Friday. We do have the official start of earnings season. Some of the banks came in pretty nicely this morning. I know the WFC had a lot of potential this morning. That was pretty good. And so next week should have plenty of gaps to work with. If the market is going to continue on the hourly downtrend that we've got now and start to bring the daily with it, okay, then we'll definitely be pretty busy next week. Okay. All right. Don't forget, Monday, market's closed. If you're in the strategic day trader, right, room will be closed as well. All right. So I will talk to you guys on Tuesday afternoon. All right. Have a great long weekend, and talk to you next week.